people out there that are traveling the world. And then there's also thousands of people out there wondering how these people are traveling the world. They're seeing your pictures, they're seeing their videos, and they're thinking, I want that. But how? How can I do this? Well, in this video, I'm gonna go over the 3 main methods of being able to finally take off on that dream and start traveling the world. Throughout this, we're gonna talk about temporary solutions, slow to build solutions, quick solutions, and everything in between. As I see it, the 3 main methods include the more traditional way to fund your travels, the more entrepreneurial way to fund your travels, and then secret option number 3, which is what we did, and I will reveal that in the end. Let's dive into number 1, which is the more traditional method of being able to fund your travels. And number 1 in this method is taking the work that you already do now and seeing if you can turn it into a remote job. So if you are doing something that requires a lot of work on your laptop, or you're already working from home perhaps, and you're able to take that and bring it on the road with you. Now that's gonna be a breakdown on how to do that in another video, but it's really important to know that in approaching your employers, you need to talk about the objectives and try to figure out ways to help them feel comfortable with the transition of you moving from the traditional way of doing your work to doing it from somewhere else in the world. Now, this isn't gonna work for everybody. Some people are nurses or doctors or whatever. There's so many jobs out there, you know, lots of trades and different people that are working in industries where you really can't just jump on a computer and go fly off to Bali to do it. Number 2 is taking the work that you've already done, the skills that you have built through the work that you have done, and being able to find a remote job, apply for a remote job in just another industry or with another company, or even within the same company, but just a different department. Transferable skills that work really well for remote work would be things like marketing, administration, project management, or even like program coordinating, or just any kind of coordinating, including like event coordinating, proposal writing, data analyst, all kinds of really cool things. And I will let you know that if you're struggling with being able to even find how you can like make your transferable skills go to these other areas, then A, you can probably talk to an employment counselor and they might be able to help you pull out some of those transferable skills. And B, if you really want to build your skills, I've been working on doing a project management course on Coursera. And so you can go to Coursera and sign up. I'll put a link in the description below, and doing a project management course. And it's something, it actually only takes 3 to 6 months. It's not very expensive. It's like $39 a month to be able to do it. And then at the end, you have some really great skills that you've built and certification in project management. And you can use that to put on your resume to get new jobs that are specifically remote. Number 3 in the traditional category is you can actually get a temporary or permanent work visa and go live and work somewhere else in the world. Now we did that actually. It's not on our YouTube channel, but we did go to Kuwait and we lived in Kuwait for 1 school year where we taught in a British English immersion school, and we were teachers and we were there for a year. We got like, maybe it's like the entirety is like maybe 15 weeks off for the entire year. You get paid really, really well. And you can even go away on like kind of like longer weekends if you want to. Like I know people who went to like Dubai just for a weekend, you know, things like that. We had a lot of really great traveling experiences while we were there because we had so much time off. Getting a visa to go work somewhere, that could be as a teacher, that could even be in like some of the more travel and tourism industries. You want to be a guide somewhere for adventure tourism and all kinds of stuff. Honestly, there are so many things. If you're under the age of 30, so much easier. If you're over the age of 30, unfortunately, it gets a lot more challenging and you need very specific skilled work to be able to do it. It's challenging and it's pretty safe, but it also has the most restriction with your time and your wage, because the traditional method is you're going to still be working like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. You know, you're trading your time for dollars. If you really want to get traveling, you know, you work during the day and then you go out at night and enjoy your time in Paris, or you enjoy your time in Barcelona, or wherever it is that you're gonna go. Method number 2 is the more freelance and entrepreneurial method of being able to get work. Now this one, I think is gonna be a little more challenging than the traditional way, but maybe not. It's probably about on par. It still could have some time restriction, but perhaps a little bit more flow depending on which method, like which option you pick within the method. And it's going to have a little bit less security I don't know, for me, it's probably the one that's a little more fulfilling. You get to really focus in on your passion and do something very specific that you want to do. The first way to do this, option number one within this method, is like freelance work, which is actually similar to traditional work, where you can kind of apply to get work as a freelancer, all in the same industries that I've already discussed. So like marketing and as admin or as design work or project management, blah, 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 blah. A quick how on how to accomplish this is to be able to take your resume and turn your resume into something that's a bit more like a portfolio. So giving examples of the work that you've done or the achievements you've been able to make. What you might want to look up and Google is data-driven resume, and get some examples and some ideas of how to do that. And so an example of that for me would be I worked as a marketing coordinator for a resort, and during that time I introduced them to Facebook ads. They had never done them before, but I really wanted to show them the power of what Facebook ads could do. I was able to run a campaign that cost about $600 throughout the 1 month campaign. And throughout those 4 weeks, we got about 100 bookings. And each of those bookings had an average of close to $200. And so the ROI on this was well over 3,000%. You can spell those kind of things out, talk about those achievements, and it doesn't have to be specifically marketing, meeting certain targets, sales targets, or even just expected targets to meet for completion rates. Could be all kinds of stuff, but just look it up, data-driven resume. Oh, and also the best place to look for an employer if you're gonna approach different companies or entrepreneurs with a professional proposal. And a great place to do this is actually on LinkedIn. If you can get a business account or like a professional account where you can link with other professionals, you can actually kind of niche down into something. So something I might niche down into is doing Facebook ads for boutique hotels. Option number two within method number two, become more of an entrepreneur. And I'm gonna say like a content creator slash online business owner. Content creator is somebody who does things like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. And what you do is you make your videos. Those videos can either generate income through ads like we do on YouTube, brand sponsors, where once you get to a certain level of audience, there will be brands that will approach you and you can pick from the ones that matter to you. Affiliate sales, so you sell products that you talk about. Like perhaps I could be an affiliate for Coursera. I'm not currently, but who knows, maybe at some point I will be, because I really liked Coursera and I offer it to you as an option. And then if you decide to go and sign up for it, I might get paid a small percentage for that. There are different methods as a content creator to be able to make money. This is absolutely the slowest and probably the most risky and challenging way to be able to make money to travel. However, it is actually a nice side hustle to get started while you're still working and building up perhaps some savings to go travel. If you're like us, who sold your house and tried to use content creation as a way to bring in income while you travel, it didn't go as well as we would have liked or planned to, so we're still at it, but it's slow moving. In this, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. You gotta be pretty comfortable in front of the camera. Gotta have the push to keep going. Online business, kind of like content creation, is something that could take a while to build up. And the problem with online business I have found in trying to do it myself is that sometimes it can be very involved. So if you're somebody who wants to, create courses, tech business, or anything like that, there can be a lot more involvement in it, which can make it a little bit more challenging to travel while you're doing that. Now, there are lots of people who love to go down south to Mexico or Costa Rica, and they just kind of stay in one spot for a really long time and they do their work from there. And if you're that type of person who wants to have that style of travel, then you can do that and you can probably build a more robust business, but income, like the sky's the limit. For me, content creation and online business, the thing that gets me the most is that there's no ceiling, right? Like the sky is the limit on how much you can make for the most part. And but you really do need to be a business savvy, entrepreneurial mindset. You need to be ready to put in the effort, the work. A lot of that effort isn't just simply making the video, it's convincing your mind that you can do it and that you could keep doing it and that it's gonna work out. It's all about the mindset. I think if I didn't struggle with mindset so much, I think our videos would probably be better. We would probably be farther along right now, but it is such a struggle sometimes to convince yourself to be confident and not doubt the thing that you're doing. If you're the type of person who feels that they can do it Even if you do have doubt, I have doubt, I have lots of doubt, and I still do it. But if you feel like you could push past it and do it, I do think that content creation, creating your own thing based on your passion or the thing that you really want, and having the time freedom and having income freedom that it could bring to you is, to me, the most rewarding. Now, method number 3 of funding your travel, and honestly, this is probably the craziest one that most people are gonna be like, no, that's not happening. Or perhaps can't, but it's what we did. We sold our house and everything in it in order to be able to fund our travels. I know, pretty crazy. And we used it to be able to kind of launch into our own content creation business. It hasn't been going as strongly as we would have liked it to go, but we're gonna keep trying, we're gonna keep building it in a way that we're hoping will eventually make it so you wanna be here. If you wanna know more about us selling our house, we've made an entire video about this choice, whether or not we regretted it, why we did it, and you can check it out here. So that's it, that's what I got for you for this video. I really hope that this was enlightening for you. So stay tuned every further mile.